Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Myst Ryft tutorial. Today's episode is day 4. We essentially said we weren't going to do Mystcraft unless we got everything we needed. Well, we've practically gotten everything we needed. We're missing a few key items, such as sugarcane, but it's not too hard to come up with sugarcane. Like, we'll go walk along the river here and see if we can't find them. We're apparently going to be besieged by creepers, which is kind of interesting. And we'll walk along the river so that our cat can fish up its own fish. Because apparently that's a thing. So, and if that tells you, like, I'm still finding things in this mod pack, and I built it. You know, I didn't know that this was a thing, or hadn't even really thought about it possibly being a thing, but it is. So, woo, right? Here's a willow tree. Those are pretty cool. Eerie biome over there. Every time you hear that splashy noise, that's actually the cat fishing up fish. Now, I don't know if it requires it to be a specific depth or anything. So, like I said, just now found that that's even a thing. So, ooh, mystic blues. Those are rather useful. More so what we want is we want these boars. Now, as bad as it is to say we want to kill boars, we need their hide and their meat. Hey, mystic blues. Hi, puppy. Here's a good puppy. Do I have any? I don't have any bones I could give you. I'm sorry. Kind of on the hunt for sugarcane right now. Ooh, here's another good thing to mark. Go ahead and show you guys how to do that. Press B as in boy, and we're gonna go Ethereum. So now when we walk away, there's now an Ethereum tag. So we'll know essentially somewhere over here is Ethereum should we need it. And mystic black flowers. The other things that we needed. Oh, game, you're being funny tonight. Now we just need to find sugarcane and we're good. You find sugarcane, get it planted, and have it start growing. Little rabbit there. Oh, a little bit of a buffer there. Have a barley field nearby. I mean, this is so far pretty good. Another Ethereum pool. Sugarcane! There we go. This is also something you want to pick up. Now, the broadsword basically allows you to protect yourself utmost entirely. Again, it is something to, if you are really having trouble, just bust it out. Cats. So, essentially what we're going to do now is we've gotten everything we need. We've got the Ethereum, we've got the leather. Now, occasionally mobs will drop Mincino essence, which effectively... Hey, Mystic Red, you're another one that's rather good to have. Mincino essence effectively will let you grow any material you need. And when I mean grow, I mean legitimately grow. In case you were saying, oh, you're so heartless, you're killing all the animals. Well, actually, I'm not being that heartless. I'm actually thinning their herds so that, you know, their population continue to grow and strive, and also traversing atop trees, while dangerous, also one of the safer ways to get around in this pack. If you have a tree path to where you can stay on top of the trees, like for instance right here, I probably should stay on the top of the trees for a while. It keeps you out of darkness. Darkness in this mod pack is not your friend. It would much rather screw you over than help you. So yeah, just be warned that darkness is not your friend. And hey, wolf's been eating out here. Free wool. By the way, here's something that's kind of cool. Water hive. In case you're wondering, there is some sort of corrupted item around here. There you go, corrupted node. That effectively is making that all dark like that. So let's get some zebra meat on our way home too. Didn't get the zebra meat, ended up getting the zebra hide. It's close enough. Now, so if we're going to be working with Myst Ryft, what I always do is I get at least enough pieces of dirt, essentially, to kind of make my own sugarcane farm near my base. So let's say, for instance, if I'm going to be going really, really heavily into my... Hi! When did you spawn over here? Happy to see you. But we're really hungry now, so we're going to eat some calamari. So like all along here, what I will do is I will take dirt. I'll go dink, 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 dink. And then I will take the sugarcane that we have, and I will plant it. Now that being said, we only have 4 pieces of sugarcane. It's going to be a while before we effectively have enough to do everything. But I'll show you guys another cool trick you can do. So, not to get sugarcane, like it's a trick that essentially won't net you materials, but will help alleviate some burden. So you've got this hide from Dr. Zark's Mo something or other. Put it in your crafting thing, and it gives you base leather. Some of the items need hide, some of them need leather. So it's just, you gotta kind of look and go, which one do I need more of? And put in some fish here. And we're gonna put in pork here. And then we will eat the fish. Now, something I haven't even gone over yet is Spice of Life. Spice of Life essentially means that you can't eat the same thing over and over and over again. For instance, holding shift over this piece of fish shows that it only gives a nutritional value of 96%. So, when we eat it, the next piece of fish that we get, which we have 2 here, I'll show you, it's now 91%. And then, again, 80, well, he ate our fish. Now, an interesting note, though, is that when your animals eat an item of yours, it counts as you eating it too. So that's something you should keep in mind. So for instance, if you're, you found an ocelot pet like I did, right? And you're wanting to eat fish, it's not going to be good for you to have cooked fish on you. You'll want to eat raw fish. But that being said, raw fish won't give you nearly as much as cooked will. So you have to weigh the odds and the benefits of whether or not a cooked fish is worth it for your fish cat thing to be eating it for you. It's just something you have to keep in mind. Now, something else that we're going to be doing today, as this is day 4 and our tree looks like it's done over there, I'm showing you guys this now. That's kind of the thing we got to do with this mod pack, though. It's like legitimately, you just kind of got to go through. Why did you infect? Or wait, did I infect this one too? I think I did. These are infested leaves, so when you break them, they're going to give you string. Now you have to break them with a crook because the chance of dropping string is still semi-minimal. So, but in breaking string, or in breaking these infested leaves, you're going to be getting string, a resource that you may or may not have early access to in your world. So, if you don't have a good access to it, this is a great way to do it. Now, that being said, today's episode will probably be a little bit shorter, as I noticed that it's about to be nighttime, and I'll show you guys how to get started. But I'm not going to go like wholly into it, and like force you guys to sit through watching everything. Yeah, so see, this doesn't have enough leaf blocks. Now, that's something I wanted to explain to you guys as well. If you chop down an infested tree, you will not get any string. It is just that simple. You will not get a single piece of infested string. Or a standard string. Sorry, not infested string. So you'll want to keep that in mind when you're debating on whether or not you really need that wood immediately, or if you need the string. Because sometimes you do just need that wood, and it's from your infested tree. You need it right then and there to repair your sword, because, X thing is happening and you're about to die if X thing doesn't happen, and, well, that's the risks you take. But in doing so, you might save your life, right? Which will help you in the long run. Because in all honesty, death in this mod pack, while is not, the worst thing ever, something you probably should avoid. Now, that being said, that's for most of Minecraft. Because in most Minecrafts, you lose your inventory. Freaks me the hell out every time I see that. I'm just running past. That right there tells me it's time to get back inside. So, that's what we shall be doing. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Mr. Creeper and go, "Hi, Mr. Creeper!" And I'm going to walk up and I'm going to beat him with a shovel. The only reason we're killing him is mainly because I don't like even having them around. I'm not sure what you are, but I don't think I want to see you in my house. Now, these little guys, for those of you who are unfamiliar with them, they don't burn during the day. So, good idea just to kind of get inside and kind of bunker down, as it were. Alright, so we've essentially, like I said, we've got everything we need now to start getting started with the next portion. Which the next portion, now that we've got all that gravel, is to make a sieve. Now, you can make as many as you want. I suggest only having one, because you can only use one at a time. Unlike other mod packs, that's all I have built for is one. But you will need 2 string mesh to make 1 sieve. And then in here, we're gonna create some wood, make some sticks, stick, wood, wood, wood. wood, mesh, mesh. And now we have a birch sieve. Mr. Grey Wolf, what in the world does a sieve do for you? I mean, stone's useless, and I don't know what else to do. Well, that's a good thing you asked there. Well, we're gonna get to that. Bear with me while I sort my inventory issues, and then we'll get to exactly what we need to do. So, for this next part, you're gonna want to have a completely clear inventory. So, and by completely clear, I do mean literally completely clear. So, you will need to get rid of everything that is in your inventory by emptying everything out, including your friendly little ocelot, if you've gotten one. You're going to go and pick up every bit of gravel that you have. Okay? Now, this process is long, but we're going to take gravel to a sieve. And I'm going to show you guys this in real time for at least one stack, just to kind of show you guys, you know, what all you can get out of this. Because, in all honesty, it doesn't take a lot to do. But it is something that you may want to go over. And if you're looking right now, you can already see we've gotten some new materials that we may or may not have access to. Now, that being said, this is a substitute for if your world is barren. And there are some worlds that you will generate that will be barren. And I hate to put it like that, but there are just some that will happen. Now, that being said, though, while you have barren worlds, that doesn't mean that you can't, you know, essentially have a good time in a barren world. Because you have all these options, you have these availabilities, but that's why I wanted to show you guys, you know, this is a thing you can do. Now what I suggest, though, is if you have, say, a Logitech G15, reprogram one of your G keys, or if you have a gaming keyboard, to your right click. Set something on that button that you've reprogrammed, and just kind of keep talking to your viewers. I'm totally not saying that that's what I'm doing right now, but this pretty little glass cat statue sure comes in handy. But effectively, that's a great way to get through this portion. If you have a gaming keyboard, you can do that, because there's only so many items that the gravel can produce. But you will eventually need most of them. I'm not going to say all, but most. And that being said, you'll also want to eventually make a chest for just ores, so that you know exactly what ore set you have. Now, I'm literally sitting here spinning a fidget spinner because I'm just essentially kind of bored, because it's not bad to sit here and do this, but this does make the, like, 5th time I have tried recording this little video series. And my fidget spinner just broke. Yay, fidget spinner is breaking. So I'll spin this other one, because I'll steal the wife's. But this is about the 5th time I've tried doing this video series for Myst Ryft tutorials, and, you know, I've shown a stack each time. So, yeah. it doesn't end well. I've actually checked to make sure these ones are going through, unlike the last ones I did. So, but if you guys want to see this turn into a full series where I cover, you know, how many days we're in and, you know, how far it's taken us and things like that, I'll be more than happy to. But for the most part, I'll be showing off Myst Ryft on our live streams, which our live streams will include the ability to effectively be able to chat with me. So if you guys like that, a lot of times we stream somewhere between 2 a.m. Central to anywhere up to about noon Central. It really depends on just who shows up and, you know, what happens. So right there you see a full stack, and I think it was 63, so we'll do one more. There we go. So this is all the stuff that we got from this. Just kind of, we'll go over it real quick. So we got nickel, or we'll sort it. There we go. Press R to sort, by the way. So we got coal, we got a diamond, we got some flint, we got lapis lazuli, we got apatite, we got broken camerot, we got mithril, orichalcum, oriclase, rubricium, I don't know what that one is, zinc, aluminium, copper, gold, iron, lead, nickel, platinum, tin, and some potash. That's from an entire stack. We got 1 diamond, right? Now, granted, you can't make base tools, so you need a way to be able to liquefy these things. But that being said, it is possible to get all the materials you need just from doing this, just from doing gravel conversion. So, like, let's say, for instance, I'll show you guys a couple pieces of what happens with when you convert. So that converts to sand, and then we'll do 3 pieces from sand. We'll do that converts to dust. So what we'll do is we'll do the sand first. Didn't get anything with that piece of gravel anyway, so sand has a chance as well not to drop anything. It is more common for it to drop things, but it occasionally doesn't. So from that piece of sand, we got Ventium dust. If you're planning on doing Ars Magica, this stuff is invaluable. Like, legitimately invaluable. And then from dust, we got powdered orichalcum and powdered aluminum. So, I mean, you can see how this could, effectively, you could pan out. Oh, and we even got some redstone. So, I mean, like, you can get all the different materials that you could actually want or need in this mod pack. But that being said, you do have to put in at least a little bit of work to get the base materials. Now, granted, this spawn, I'm not gonna lie, we got really lucky with this spawn, because it effectively gave us everything we needed for the stuff we're wanting to do. That being said, not every spawn's gonna be like this. Most spawns, you're going to have to try and hunt and search and peck around to try and figure out what exactly you need. But for right now, this is now the start of day 5. I will bring you guys back here in just a second. Later.